What is up, logo lovers? Welcome to We Love Logos Episode 1, a show in which I rank logos of sports teams all around the world. Basically, I'll be picking random leagues of soccer, basketball, beach volleyball. I don't know if they have logos, but maybe they do. Maybe I'll rank them. And I'll be going from worst to best, and it's going to be my opinion. The show is completely subjective, and I kept telling myself that I'm going to look up the word subjective to see if it really means what I think it means, which I think it's my opinion. This is a very opinionated topic, and if that's not what it means, so be it. But for now, let's call this a subjective ranking of logos of sports teams all around the world. So to start things off, I'm going to be starting in the second division of football in Argentina, which is called the Primera Nacional B. And I'm sorry if I'm butchering it. I don't speak Spanish, but I think I'm kind of right. I think Primera Nacional B. Or we could just simply call it the National B League in Argentina. This league is divided into two parts. I think one is a metropolitan part, and I'm not sure what the other one is called. And for this video, I'll be ranking the metropolitan teams, which is 17 teams in this league. And the logos are all pretty interesting besides the bottom five. And yeah, so let's get started on this list. So at number 17. Oh wait, how are you going to see the logos? Oh yeah, I got a screen for that. Let me move on over. Screen, come on over. All right, guys, here is your screen that you'll be seeing all the logos on that I'm going to be talking about. So let's start off all the way at the bottom of the barrel. I hate to be negative, but this logo is just not good. And this one is for Club Atletico Defensores Unidos, or simply, as you can see in the logo, Karu, or Keru, or however your accent makes it sound. Anyways, this logo is, I have almost nothing to say about it. It just looks like Times New Roman on a shield that they downloaded on some vector website. I'm sure this club has a lot of history and whatnot. Just like all the other Argentinian teams, it's a country that's rich of historical football. So for even like a lower league team to have a logo like this, it's just mind-blowing. Cadu, Club Atletico Defensores Unidos, if anyone from your team is watching, just know that you guys need a rebrand, because this is not acceptable when it comes to logos of sports teams. Anyways, I think I've already talked enough about this. I didn't even think I was going to say much about it because there's not too much to say about it. And then anyways, let's go on to number 16, which is Deportivo Merlo. Another kind of a very basic logo, but at least they have a stripe in the middle that separates the Club Sporting and then Deportivo Merlo at the bottom. Cool logo. I mean, actually, I'm not even gonna lie. It's not that cool at all. It's almost as bad as Kadu, but at least it looks a little bit uniform. But the Kadu one, they just kind of slammed Times New Roman on the shield and called it a day. So what's interesting about this one is that Deportivo Merlo has an esports team, and their logo is right over here, which you can see. It's much better looking than their actual football team logo. It's funny because it's esports. You would think they would put more effort into their actual football team that makes money. I don't know how their esports team is. I'm just generalizing right now, but it's really interesting how the esports one looks much, much, much better than the main football one. Anyways, get out of here. So for number 15, we're going to be going with Sasa Chispas, which I hope I said it right. I really, really hope I said it right. Honestly, I'm not going to lie. When I was ranking these logos, I wanted to put this one all the way at the bottom because I'm just not a fan of the purple. I don't know. It's just way too pastel for me, I think. It's a cool logo. It has way more effort put into it than Kadu and Deportivo Merlo, but still, I don't know. I just felt that it deserved to be higher than the other two because it looks like a little bit of effort was put into it. So, which is why it's at number 15. Before we continue on, let me take a sip of my kombucha. Today I'll be drinking Kevira's Lemon Cayenne. Interesting drink, not that good, but it is what it is. I want to say it was refreshing, but it really wasn't because it's kind of lukewarm. Anyways, so number 14, we're going to be moving on to Aka Uso. I hope, you know, you know what? I'm going to stop saying that I hope that I'm saying these logo names right because I don't know. It is what it is, you know. So Aka Uso is an interesting logo. Pretty simple, not too much design going on in that whatsoever. You have the C and the A at the bottom. Club Atletico Acasuso San Isidro, which I think is a city in Argentina. It's an all-right logo, not too much design work. It's just font. But I do like how the circle is cut into shapes of pie. Kind of makes it interesting, the little Y in the middle. And that's all I can say about that one. All right, let's move on to number 13, which I'm going to be giving it to Deportivo Armenio. This is a interesting logo. I like the colors, kinda. It's reminds me of the Romanian flag. When I look at this, I don't really think Argentina, but then when you look a little bit closer, at the bottom, they have the Argentina flag, and they have Argentina written right above it. So therefore, that's how you know this club is from Argentina. But if that wasn't there, I would have just assumed that this is one of the Eastern Europe small league teams. I don't know. It just doesn't have a very South American feel to it with those interesting red, purple, and gold that they're using. Anyways, now we move on to a little bit more of my kind of logos, something that I find interesting. So for number 12, I will be giving it to Los Andes. Los Andes, you know, it's a simple logo if you look at it. You know, you may not think it's too much, but the shape of it is actually really, really interesting. It's upside down triangle. You don't really see that too often. Usually some clubs in Europe have this upside down triangle thing going on, but it's inside of a circle. Some Spanish teams have that, I know. I think Betis from La Liga has that. But that's a very interesting logo right over here. I'm guessing the CA stands for Club Atletico Los Andes. I like the red. I like the amount of stripes there are. I don't know. It just looks nice. It looks much better than the other ones. I feel like a little bit of creative thought went into this one. Moving on up, let's go to number 11, which I'll be giving to Villa San Carlos. Villa San Carlos is an interesting logo. I like the shape of the shield that they're using. In the middle, in the circle, I don't know if you can see, but it said CAVSC, which means Club Atletico Villa San Carlos. And at the bottom, it says Berisso. I don't do enough research on these logos. I'm just going based on how they look. And I don't know what Berisso means. And if you know, you can tell me in the comments. But I'm just judging the look of this logo. It's pretty interesting. I like the shape of the shield. The blue is really nice. Maybe it could have used another color in it. Maybe a green of some kind. And maybe it would have been a little bit higher on the list. But I think for number 11, this is pretty good. All right, guys, moving on up to top 10. So number 10, we'll be giving it to Canuelas FC. Canuelas is very similar to another logo that's a little bit higher above it, but this one's cool. I like how they place the stripe, and the CFC is pretty cool. Not much to say about it. It's a fine logo, you know. I'm sure it looks great on the kits, which is another series maybe I'll do after I finish all 400 and something leagues around the world, which I don't even know. I feel like I'm going to be super burnt out by the time I reach those ones. But yeah, so Canuelas, simple logo, not much to say about it. CFC, I'm sure that means Canuelas Football Club. And yeah, let's move on up to number 9, which looks very, very similar to Canuelas, and that is Thayaris. I wish I could tell you why I ranked Thayaris above Canuelas. It's almost the same logo, but I guess I prefer the thinner stripes over the thicker stripes that was in the Canuelas logo. And it says cat in the middle. I mean, I'm sure that means Club Atletico Thayaris, but when you see it, you think of cats. I'm not a cat guy, but maybe some of you are. I don't know. I just liked it much better than the Canuelas logo for some reason. I sat down and thought about it. I was like, what is so much better about this logo than the other one? Because I'm not going to lie, I hate the other one. I love this one. And it is a little bit of a different, darker shade of red. So maybe I think that's what it is. And again, maybe you may hate red and you might rank this at number 15, but this is my list. This is subjective, and it is what it is. And you're just here because you like to hear someone else talking about logos, because we're just weird like that. Anyways, guys, so number 8, we'll be giving it to JJ Urquisa, which is a very interesting logo. I like the shape of, I don't even know if it's a shield in the back, but it looks really interesting. It's definitely much different than your usual fare of just normal shields that are seen all around the world, or just like a circle or a square. So you can tell that this club actually thought out their logo when they were making it, you know, because it's going to be representing your club forever. People are going to be wearing this on their shirts, so might as well make it interesting, right? So I really appreciate the shape of this logo. There's not much else I can say about it. Just letters inside your typical fare. You have some very, very thin stripes in the center-ish. I think that's a center, yeah. So you have thin stripes in the center, which kind of gives it a little bit more unique look. But I wonder if they put those stripes on the kit of the match kits that they wear. Sorry, kind of lost my words for a second. But yeah, I wonder if you could see those really thin stripes in their kits that they play in. But yeah, that's number 8. So for number 7, I'm going to be giving it to Argentino de Quilmes. And I think I said that right. Argentino de Quilmes. Now that sounds like an awesome team to be a fan of. Hey man, what team do you like? Oh yeah, I'm a huge supporter of Argentino de Quilmes. While someone else would just be like, yeah, I like Houston Dynamo or Portland Timbers. Well, that's kind of boring. I like Argentino de Quilmes. I just want to keep on saying that over and over again, honestly. I'm not going to lie. But anyways, we have to move on with the video. Anyways, this logo is kind of really, really cool. The shield, you know, it's your typical shield. Your letters A and Q. Argentino de Quilmes. But what I really like about this logo is that thin yellow stripe. That thin yellow stripe is so beautiful. It's the smallest details in these logos that really like catch my attention, and I'm like, wow, they could have just, you know, done a Kadu and just put a normal blue shield and that's it. But they put that yellow thin line, which I'm sure it represents something of the city. I don't know. I can't even come up with what it might represent, but even if it doesn't, it's a really nice touch to the logo, which is why it's pretty high up on the list at number 7. So Argentino de Quilmes. That's the last time I'm going to say it. Moving on up to number 6, Club Phoenix. Maybe in Argentina they call it Phoenix. I don't know. It's F-E-N-I-X, which makes me think they might pronounce it a little bit differently. But Club Phoenix, or Phoenix as us Americans would like to call it, they have a really interesting logo. I like the purple. I like the gold phoenix in the middle. The CAF, Club Atletico Phoenix. It's nice. I like the color blocking. Purple on one half, white on the other, gold in the middle. It looks really classy, and I'm sure it looks awesome on their kits. If I was a fan of this team, I'd be proud to buy their merchandise. So there you have it. At number 6, Club Phoenix, or Phoenix, or Phoenix. Phoenix. Anyways, guys, moving on up to number 5, which might be the most controversial pick on this list. And at number 5, we have Club San Miguel. Yeah, I know what you may be thinking. Really? You're going to rank this over Club Phoenix, and you're going to rank this over San Carlos? Yes, I like the color green, and I think it looks really nice. And there's just some small details about this logo that I really, really like. I like that the 2 stripes don't touch the bottom of the shield. They kind of just cut off at the bottom, which leaves a little bit of green for the viewers to enjoy. I don't know who's enjoying it besides myself, but I really like that touch. And the CASM at the top, Club Atletico San Miguel. Look, I like the font. It's not generic. Let's reference back to Kadu. Look at that font. Get out of here. Let's bring back San Miguel, and look at that. What a nice, beautiful, soothing font when you compare it to such... Yeah, I don't really want to say anything negative about any team because I don't want to offend anyone, but yeah, San Miguel, there it is. Beautiful logo. Much better than Kadu. You can tell some thought was put into this one. It might be controversial, but this is a subjective list. Remember that. Moving on up to number 4, we have Club Flandria. Here it is. Beautiful logo, absolutely phenomenal. I love the font in the logo, the CSFD. I'm guessing that means Club Sporting Flandria FD. That's, I'm sure I'm kind of not getting it right, but let's just pretend that I am. But yeah, I'm not too much of a fan of the yellow in this, but the whole logo is just awesome. It looks super unique when compared to other logos all around the world. I just love the font. And if you look at the little bit of the detail that I'm about to point out, you'll see why I like it. So at the bottom of this logo, look at the F and how it just kind of pops out of the circle. That little imperfection is really cool. I like it. It's this world that we live in these days is so polished. Everything has to be super clean cut. Everything's just like refined to perfection, and it's kind of lost charm, with some other logos. But this one, I find it really charming that the F is kind of sticking out of the circle. And not much else to say about this logo. It's beautiful. It's awesome. Definitely deserves its place in top 4. And let's move on to number 3. Another controversial logo, I think. So here it is. UAI Urquiza. I love this logo. This team might not be that big in Argentina because it was really hard to find a semi-good resolution picture of the logo. So what you have here is what you get. But what I like about this logo is the sun with the face. It's just awesome. You don't really see that anywhere on any logo. So when I saw this one, it immediately caught my attention, and I was like, yeah, that is definitely going to be in top 3. So yeah, here it is. Not much else to say about it. Club Deportivo Urquiza. I don't know what the UAI means. Under Argentina intelligence. Forget it. Anyways, so guys, there you have it. At number 3, UAI Urquiza. All right, now we're finally getting to the end. At number 2, Club Comunicaciones. And I really, tried to pronounce that correctly. I'm sure to English it translates to Club Communications. Very simple logo, but very beautiful. I'm a sucker for stuff like this. It's kind of geometrical with the color blocking in the circle. You have black on one side, yellow on the other. You have one big C and another C in the middle. Very symmetrical. Looks just really, really nice. I'm sure their kits look fantastic, and this is just one of those logos that I really like. I just love the C and small C and just the yellow and black combination. It's a little bit of a more gold yellow when you compare it to Flandria, which is why I really love this logo. It's just my taste. This one appeals to me a lot more. So yeah, good job, Club Comunicaciones creative team. Whenever this club was made, and it says March 1931 or 21, one or the other. Good job, guys, back in the day. Major shout out to you. Yeah, I don't know if those people are still around, but if you somehow hear this in the sky, wherever you are, and the stars watching over us, good job on this logo. Anyways, guys, number 1. I talked to my girlfriend about this list, and I showed her my number 1, and she did not agree with it whatsoever. So, which makes me think that other people might not agree with it either. But this list is, word of the video, subjective. And this is the one that I like the best. The one that appeals to me the absolute most. Without any further ado, Club Collegiales. I love the colors, the blue, the red, the yellow. It's just so soothing on the eyes. CAC, they have like 2 different fonts going on right there. So the Club Atletico is more round, and then Collegiales, I don't know how you say it. I'm sure what's one of the ones that I said. But the Collegiales part is a straight line instead of a curved C like the club part. The shade of blue in this logo is just so soothing on the eyes, and this club has the opportunity to just make the world's best kits, get a great sponsor, and just your players can be among the best in the world with these colors. I know a lot of fans don't really care about these kind of things, but since day one, whatever sport I watch, when I was a child, I used to be so immature to a point where my favorite teams were based on my favorite colors, and if the team had the colors that I like, they're my favorite, and that was it. That was my criteria of what team to choose. But yeah, so Collegialis, great job. It's a beautiful logo. It looks fantastic. Kind of reminds you of a River Plate, but these colors are way better. And we'll talk more about River Plate in some other video later down the road. But anyways, thank you, screen. Get out of here. Anyways, guys, I really hope you enjoyed this video, the first episode of We Love Logos. I'm sure this is going to be a great journey because there's so many sport leagues, or soccer leagues for specific right now, around the world that I'm going to be ranking. There's so many teams, so many beautiful logos all around the world, and it's just going to be an awesome journey. And if you like the video, I guess subscribe. I don't even think this video is going to reach too many people. Maybe 10, 15 people will see it. Maybe more, who knows? It's kind of crazy how the world works sometimes. But if you enjoyed the video, definitely subscribe to the channel. I'll be posting quite often, for the first month. I'm so excited to check out some other smaller leagues around the world, the Iranian League, the China B Leagues, the Korea B Leagues, the Japan B Leagues. Again, to start things off, it's always going to be B Leagues because we all know about the A Leagues. We all know about La Liga, Bundesliga, MLS, all these, the big ones. You just get tired of seeing them. And the smaller teams around the world don't really get that much attention. And, their games don't even sell out that much compared to the big league teams. So this is my way of, I guess, shining some light on these teams and giving them the credit that they deserve, the light that they deserve. Even if this channel doesn't have the crazy reach, I'm just doing what I can do. And yeah, anyways, guys, rant over. I hope you enjoyed the video. I'll see you next time for episode 2 of We Love Logos. Thanks a lot for watching.